Everything seems crazy right now. We are doing all kinds of extra things here. I've got my 2.0 room in chaos, and it's getting painted and all things are happening. So I haven't even been into my craft desk here in a couple of days, if I'm being honest. So excited to see you guys and work with everyone. If you're seeing the red live button up here, we are live. If not, you're on the replay. That's great too. Just type in hashtag replay or hello and let me know that you stopped by. Today is, of course, our Wednesday Artistry Collective night with my great friends, Leah from Make All the Things With Me and Christy from Christy's Crafty Cottage, who's our hostess. Both girls should be live after me tonight, so definitely check that out. Hi, Karen. Thanks so much for pouring the coffee. Who else just got here? There's Christy. I was just mentioning you, my friend. So today I have these third week challenge pages for July for the hashtag Purple Jam Summer by Line Dot Arrow. So we're going to see what I can create, and I'm going to show you what happens sometimes. My printer decided it was low on ink as I was printing through, which happens, and that's okay. But then when I go into my HP ink, it says all the cartridges are fine, but I know they're not because this is what this actually looks like. It's very beautiful. This is just printed on regular white copy paper, printer paper. These here, if you go to Line Dot Arrow's YouTube channel, she does a beautiful make where she actually makes pens out of these. So you can use these to make pens. I kind of have a different idea though, so we're going to see if it's going to work. And you can see and these are all free. If you go to the Line Dot Arrow Facebook group, these are just free digital downloads. If you don't want to be a member of the Facebook group, that's okay too. You can pay just a small fee. I think it's like €1 or something on her coffee site. But you can see how this did not print out that great compared to this beautiful side over here. It's supposed to look more like this. But that's okay. So I have printed it on regular printer paper. This is how it turned out. I printed it twice, still turned out that way. But I'm going to try and save it if I can. I've glued it to 65-pound weight craft cardstock. And we're just going to go ahead and cut it out. I'm hoping it's a little dry now. And I'm just going to make this into a cute little notebook. And we're going to see what we can do to brighten up these colors and make it beautiful. Since I did print it, I am trying to utilize the things that I print a little more efficiently rather than keep printing and printing and printing. Sometimes what I would do also, one thing you can do to just kind of save what you printed is print on the back side. If you've got to try again, print on the back side, and then, you know, if you glue it down to cardstock, or maybe you're gluing down to file folders or book pages or whatever it is that you're gluing it down to, then you won't see the back side anyways. If you have to do a do-over, saves a little bit of paper. But if you use the HP Instant Ink, it counts every print as a one print. So that I changed my plan to a yearly plan instead of a monthly plan because they were going to charge like overages and stuff. But it's really still very inexpensive considering they send you all your ink, and I don't have to really worry about it typically, which is nice because one less thing like that for me to have to worry about is great. Okay, so this one, I may still use this other piece here and glue, I don't know. So I printed it twice, like I said, and this page just still didn't print that great. I might have also glued this to a watercolor paper to do what I plan to do here a little more efficiently. It's a little frustrating since this one printed out beautifully and then this one is just kind of dull. I think maybe my yellow is out. I seem to use a ton of yellow because I like the vintage vibe. But that's okay. So we're gonna make this work. So this is on the craft cardstock now. And then I'm going to go ahead and fold it in half. And my glue, I think, is still drying. I can feel it. It's going to maybe warp a little bit because I just used some tacky glue. So hopefully it'll be okay. There we go. And we're gonna play with some ink, maybe some watercolor pencils, or some stencils. Any of those things can bring our little page back to life here. Okay. And I'm gonna add ink here. Let's see, what do I want to add? I keep trying to use this scorched timber and it's dry. I need to refill it. All right, there's Dusty Concord. I think that will be beautiful with the Purple Jam Summer, of course. What is this one? This one, that is the Distress ink. This one is Distress Oxide, Wilted Violet. Love that. All right, and let's get a purple dabber. Do I have one in here yet? I do. Perfect. Hey, Chris. Hello tomorrow. So please bear with me if I do things weird or am a little off today. My right eye is pretty much very no vision for the last few days. I've got to make an eye doctor appointment. I don't know if it's like allergies or a ruptured vessel or something behind there. When I put eye drops in, everything goes orange, which is weird. That's why I'm thinking maybe a vessel back there or something. I don't know. But now I feel more like a pirate eye, which is crazy. Whoops. I went a little heavy-handed with my ink there. We can fix that with the stencil, I think. Just going to give it a good ink around. Give it that purple color it's supposed to have. And I'm sorry, Natalie, this isn't showing this specific page very good. But like I said, when you're printing digital pages, sometimes these things happen and you still want to use the beautiful pieces. So it can work absolutely fine. You're here. Sorry you're late. No worries, my friend. Come on in. Hi, Leah. I know it's hot where everybody is. We're having one of our hottest days of the week. I think it's like 85 or 90 or something like that, which I know for some of you is just a breath of fresh air. But for us folks here on the western side of Washington, that's a little toasty for us. But I'm doing okay today. My body really does not do heat well. So as long as it stays below 90, I'm okay. I'm okay. It really messes with my scorching hot, I bet. Yeah, it really messes with my blood sugar. So yesterday I had a terrible low. Hi, Sharon. I've missed you guys so much. I haven't been live this week. I've had an extra nurse visit and like my eye's been really bad and just trying to survive, I think. Okay, so this could still make a beautiful card. You could, let's get out a stencil and see if I can't fix this area there that I messed up. Let's pick some sort of stencil. Those are Christmas ones. I've got all the Christmas stuff at the forefront here because I've been doing Christmas in July, which I don't normally do, but hey, I'm in a wonderful collaboration this year with Terry's Crafty Christmas. It's the hashtag Christmas in July 25. So if you haven't checked it out, there is a lot of fun creators and beautiful digitals. We'll be working with those tomorrow on Facebook on the Thursdays with Friends. Oh, I like this stencil. That's a hard one. I haven't played with that one much. Try and find just some swirlies, some fun florals, something. I got to go through these stencils and deduplicate them. I have just... when stores were having clearances and sales, I just kind of bought whatever. And now it shows. It's like, yeah, you did. You bought whatever was available and now you need to go through and destash. We've been making some progress on my 2.0 room with our youngest moving out. We are empty nesters and we have the room I'm in, which was our oldest room. Both oldest lived in this room simultaneously. They're 5 years apart. So as Tyson moved out, Mariah moved into it, and then she moved out of it. And now we have our youngest room available because she moved out in March. So that is going to be our 2.0 room. I'm hoping to do some really fun things in there and get some storage going on in there and have some things a little more accessible for me. And find our living room again because I have craft stuff all over. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, let's put a little more at the bottom. Try and line this up again. I should have waited. I got too excited. There we go. Okay, that's kind of lined up. Perfect. We'll put some more down here. And we'll just kind of frame this floral here. I kind of like it like just around the floral, and we can still do some watercoloring with this ink on the florals. And this one, I think I'm just gonna go all over the stencil here. Well, you know, I don't know if I'm making a card or if I'm gonna make it like a little, I could make this into just a little notebook. I'm making something, Sharon. I'm trying to fix a print that didn't print out good and, you know, still use it. Oh, look at that. Okay, so it's just got some florals in the background now, and it's got my beautiful stencil. Not really a focal point just yet on the back, and that's okay, because that would be the back. This totally could be a fun card. We could even add a little stenciling in here if we wanted to. These are all water-based inks, so if you're not familiar with distress inks, so my stencil will just wipe right off, which is fantastic. I love that. And the ink that I'm getting all over my hands will wipe off as well. I don't know if we're going to see this or if I'm going to cover over it or not yet. I'm just kind of having fun with the stencil. Not doing too much pressure, just having a little fun play. So you can just kind of do some little skippity bits, hit and miss, and all the things. Uh-oh, look at all those purple crowns in the comments. Purple crowns? Oh, I think that's maybe one of those things. YouTube has introduced some new fun things. So if I have like returning people, I'm still trying to understand it all myself. It's kind of like TikTok. They have I think it means by like people that return and comment regularly and all the things they like say like you're kind of like you get on Facebook when you follow somebody and you comment, you're like a top commenter or something. I think it's kind of like that. And you can even, no pressure to do this, but you can also leave little, like TikTok has little things you can send that are for pennies or coins. They have the stars, like for Facebook. And YouTube does actually give them to you. I don't know what their cut is per se, but I'm going to leave this stencil out actually in case I want to use it again. But yeah, I do actually get it. Points. You're number 1. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you want a purple crown. I don't know what you have to do to earn that. I think be here and like comment and like and all the things. So yeah, just do all the things. Okay. So we turned this from kind of a misprinted problem to very beautiful. The design underneath it all was absolutely gorgeous to begin with, but you can still kind of see it didn't print that great as far as how great it actually is. You can see on this one, it's supposed to be beautiful like this, and it's supposed to be kind of that vintage brown, and mine kind of turned out kind of a funky yellow. So, you know, you could easily save this. We could print some other pages, some line pages, and make this into a little notebook. Could be a fun little card. Hello, hello. That is our backroom creations. Hello, friend. Thanks for coming in. Ooh, Sharon says she currently just wears a tiara. Awesome. Yeah, something like you get points for commenting and liking and returning and all the things. So yeah, if you have a chance and you haven't, I have over 400 videos here, friends. So if you're somebody who just comes for the lives, that's great too. If you like my pre-recorded videos, there's, like I said, over 400 of them. They usually are themed with coffee or cats or paper crafting, or some sort of a supply, like a review or something. That's typically what I do. So that's kind of the type of videos you'll find here if you're not familiar. See, look at this beautiful, beautiful flower. That's what it's supposed to be like. But it printed a little wonky. Okay, there's a tag that is also on part of this page. And I love this. I still love this flower a lot. So I'm going to glue this to some metallic paper that is a beautiful purple right here. Sharon, it's purple. It's the Purple Jam Summer Edition set from Line.Arrow, and I know Sharon's in the Line.Arrow Facebook group, so if you haven't grabbed this July 3rd week challenge papers, definitely get those freebies and have a play because they are fun. Now I'm probably going to glue this pocket on there too, and you can see the pocket didn't do a whole lot of printing. I think that was because of my printer ink situation. So, you know, sometimes that happens, and that's okay. We can still use it, not to waste. Now I can just use it as a base. Like you could use that as a template. So sometimes if they print out funky, just glue it to something sturdy and you can still use it as a template. And glue it to something sturdy, maybe laminate it if you plan to use it a lot, and save that as a template. Or you can just have fun with a little stencil over it and use some of the cute little embellishments. Line Dot Arrow always does some fun embellishments, and I'll show you in just a second when, all right, maybe while we're waiting for the glue, I'll just show you now. Like these ones here, she printed these mirrored image, so you can glue them back to back, and that is perfect. And she does that with some of the other little pieces here too, like these ones. So her point for these was like you can cut this out and fold it in half with a little pen piece inside, and these are back to back, so you can actually glue those to like the top of here and the back, and they'll match up and be absolutely beautiful. I kind of have a different idea for some of these, and we're gonna see if it's gonna work today. So we're gonna get there. I do want to play with this tag though. If I can get my glue. There we go. Now we're gluing. All right. And I'm going to put this lid back on before I lose it. Hoping to remedy some of my glue problems soon. I've got some different glue bottle tips coming in the mail, along with another Nuvo glue, because I love that so much. I do love my Barely Arts glue though, but I've got to figure out this. I can't keep losing pins. I put a new pin in it, and it's just too hard for me to see it. So it's not safe. I keep losing them. I don't want to step on them. I don't want Remy to step on them or eat it. So I had to figure something else out, and I hope it's going to help. All right, now this glue, I don't know if it's matte. If it's matte and it dries on your paper, it'll just be gone. So I like to just use my baby wipe, which is normally a wet wipe, but really it's not doing such a good job at staying wet right now because it's so warm in here. It's drying really quickly. Okay, so let's see. Let's cut this out. Got my big scissors out. We are just gonna go for it. Okay, and I smoothed that glue around. I don't know if you guys were watching. I'm sure you were. I smoothed that glue around with my fingers, and that way it warps a little less if you do that. I was just using Aleene's tacky glue, not even the clear gel one, but just the regular old tacky glue. I love that. It's one of my go-to glues. A lot of people don't like it because it does warp the paper a little bit. I kind of like that wrinkly look though when I'm doing my junk journaling. And also, like I said, if you smooth the glue around, it doesn't do it as much. Okay. I've kind of got the pirate eye going on back here. You guys can't see that, thank goodness. I'm sure it looks ridiculous. But we are crafting with one eye. I think maybe I might be having some... oh yeah, that's a great idea, Sharon. I use a spray bottle to re-wet my baby wipe, absolutely. I might be having some sympathy pains for my friend Tamara. I'm sure she's going to tell everybody the status update of her eye situation tomorrow while we're on Thursdays with friends. So we'll chat about it then. I hope everyone is having a good summer or whatever season you're into now, Chris, in Australia. Okay, so got our tag here. And see this one, the tag is looking really white because it didn't print out all of my little vintagey vibe kind of things, but we can fix that with some stencils. You guys saw how quickly that just changed the works. There we go. And I love this metallic purple paper. I don't know what brand. I think it's Petalix, but I'm not totally sure. All right, get rid of some of those. And I will glue something else on here. Now see with this pocket, this could easily fit. We could put the pocket here after we decorate it some. There's also these little mini pockets. I love these. It's perfect to hold. The idea is you put your pen in there in the little pockets. super, super cute, but you could use these also just on your pages. Like if you made a little page in here, we could put these little pockets, put some tags or a note in there. Super fun, super cute. All right, I buried my stencil. There it is. Let's get this back out because I want to stencil on that pocket I just cut out and the tag. The pocket is a little worse for wear. Like I said, there's not much on this pocket. So we're just gonna put both of these, and I'm gonna turn my stencil so that my designs are kind of going like this. Oops. And just kind of start somewhere. And we'll kind of scooch it down just a little bit and make another one go over here. Ah, look at that. I love that. And of course, we can kind of ink around. We could add some spray. We could add some fun Nuvo. And one thing I think people always forget to do is that your inks, while they're open, you can use a paintbrush in there and just get out a little bit of ink. Now, I have heard people say they just spray regular water right onto their ink pad, and I don't do that. I use distilled water if I'm going to do that. That's distilled water in my spray bottle. You will notice Tim Holtz mentioned on one of his lives that if you use regular water, it can turn yellow in your spray bottle. It can also put, I mean, if your drinking water is safe, then, you know, whatever. But distilled water, you will know, will put no bacteria or anything into your water bottles or your ink pads. So that's what I go with. It's not very expensive. You can get it for like a little over $1, less than Dollar Tree. Like I think I get it for $1.19. My husband uses it in his CPAP machine. So like $1.19 from Walmart. You can get it from all other stores too, Kroger, Fred Meyer, Target, wherever you shop. They will have distilled water typically here in the US. Whoops, that's something on there. Okay, let's find a paintbrush. Here we go. And then sometimes what I like to do is just smush a little bit onto an acrylic block, and that will give me a little palette to work from. So we can put that there, scooch that out of the way. We'll spray that. And yes, Sharon, we're going to spray that baby wipe too. That was a really great idea. That spray bottle is a Tim Holtz spray bottle. If you don't have one or need one, it is fantastic, especially for using with these distressed products and things. I have it in my Amazon store. You can put the link to that later in the comment section here. Okay, so then I am just going to lightly add some color wherever I think my printer maybe missed out or wherever I'd like it just to be a little more purple. And I mean, you could color the whole thing. You can let it be there with some highlights and lowlights. You can do this with any color you have. So if you want some green, more green on those on the leaves, do more green. Any of that. I think this is the only one, that page, that it was the last page I printed, and then I tried to print it again. But see, these ones are really pretty too. And this is how it's supposed to look. So it's that really nice, deep, dark purple. This one still kind of now looks a little better with some added little ink smushing there. And I want a focal point here on my pocket. I also want to just kind of ink around the edge. We can still then take our ink dabber, even though this is wet with water, and use up some of this ink and just go around the edges. This is going to be folded into a pocket. So the parts where I'm really heavily handed inking are going to be folded. So just trying to get that edge nice and colored, and then I'll go around up here too. Now, a lot of Natalie's designs from Line.Arrow will have this darker edge. She uses a scan and cut to cut out her images. As somebody who is legally visually impaired, I find it fantastic because I can kind of see the lines a little better. So thank you, Natalie. here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and just add some more water to this. So it's nice and drippy. And I want to add some splatters of this purple. I always forget to add splatters, and I love them so, so much when I do that. So we'll put that here. And if you really want to get some really good splatters, the best way is just add more water. If you're not getting the splatters you want, add more water. There are such thing as a splatter brush from Distress products, but you can also use a fan brush. And like I said, you just want to make sure whatever you're splattering, if it's paint or ink, that you've got it nice and liquid. So if it's the thicker that it is, it'll be harder to make those splatters. And then when they're like this, if you like them like this, you can take a paper towel and blot, but don't smear. Just kind of set it there. I'm going to use a dried out baby wipe. Kind of keep those here to the side. And you just want to lay it on top and just kind of blot. And then it will just dry in the splatter formation. So if you don't have a splatter stamp or whatever, and you can splatter with anything, any ink. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so let's do some splatters on the front. And it will help with some of this area that's white. And if you want to cover up, like if you have a focal point that you don't want to get splattered, you can kind of cover it with your hand or with paper. Especially if you've got faces on the front. Sometimes I forget to do that. And I'll get splatters all over the faces of a focal point or something like that. Okay. And see, no ink goes to waste. All right. Love that. And of course, you can keep adding water until you've splattered enough, so then you'll get like some lighter, it'll get lighter and lighter, the thinner, you know, the more heavy with water that it gets. It'll become more dilute, but still very visually there. I love it. And if you dry in between, like, or if you blot in between, it will just layer. And now it's made kind of a fun background. I know the splattered look isn't for everybody. So if you don't like that, just don't do it. I think it's fun. I love it. And you can also smush things too. Like if we're still not happy with this, we can just kind of smush it into the ink, and that will add some color there to the background. But remember, if you're using Distress products, once you put it down, if you add anything liquid on top, it will be reactive to the water. So it will start to kind of mess with the stuff that's already there. So just be aware of that. You love the look. Me too. I love the splatters. I can't get enough of the splatters. And it's so super easy to do. Hi, Regina. Hey, we've got several friends in here. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button for me if you would. I see some of you already have. Thank you, thank you. Greatly appreciated. Okay, so let's put something pretty on that that pocket here. And then maybe we'll put this pocket inside of here. I don't know what's going to go there yet. Oop, I need to add some more glue. That's coming unglued. Oh, that's the gel glue. That's Stamperia collage gel. And if you're using a thinner paper with that one, it really dyes the paper, which like saturates. I think it's maybe water-based, and I don't need that. So I'm going to just add some of this. This is also Stamperia glue. It's their white glue, though. And it, in my opinion, works a lot like art glitter glue. It dries very quickly. It's very sticky. It also gets very sticky on your fingers if you happen to get it there. So just beware of that. I put it, it actually comes in a bigger bottle. Like this is the Collagel. I think that's how you say it, Collagel. I don't know. I've just been kind of trying some different glues since I had some, my glue kind of went out. And I went, all right, well, we're just going to try something else. Now here, I want to, I have these flowers that I did get these from Dollar Tree. And you have to watch from Dollar Tree. Mine was still $1.25, but they've been having some things go on. Some prices have changed, and some of them have like a red sticker, and the red sticker will indicate $1.50 or more. And I've seen pictures of some of the Dollar Trees that have a sign like in front of their party supplies that says $2. So they are steadily increasing prices. I don't know why they don't just call themselves Dollar's Tree, but it's getting there, guys. It's getting there, which means I'm going there less and less, because if it's cheaper to get things at Walmart or Target or Fred Meyer's, then that's just easier to get to for me. So sadly, I think they will become, less frequented by a lot of people. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put this little flower here. And what I like to do, you could easily hold this with a brad. You can put a brad right in the middle there. But I want to put an eyelet there, I think. So we're going to poke that hole first, and then we'll get our eyelets out some more. I might even have some purple ones. What do I got here? So hard to see, guys, with just a one eye, but I think I managed. I think that's purple. We're gonna go for it. Now, to find the crocodile. Oh, I hate that. It's like my right hand tool all the time, but sometimes I set it in different places and it gets covered up and I can't see it. Oh man. Where's the trimmer? Oh, there it is. I see it. I see it. Okay, we are good. So this bigger eyelet is a 3/16 one. So we're gonna go ahead and poke a 3/16 hole. That is the bigger one. And doesn't matter if it's a little off center. I always, when I do my inking, I don't know if you noticed or not, but I took my little pouncer and I put the color right in the center there, in case if I'm off just a little bit, it'll just be colored and it'll blend in. In this instance, I'm gonna cover this up with a flower, so it's really not going to matter anyways. And what I also might wanna do is, yes, that's right, we're gonna punch this so that it is just a little bigger hole in the center there for the eyelet. Now you have to be careful doing this, because if you get it not in the right spot, it can make the hole and your petals will fall off. So hold tight, try to get it in the center as best as you can, and then get that eyelet secured in there also as soon as you can, so that it doesn't move and go anywhere on you. Whew. Come on. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay. And there's my flower too. All right, let's try again. Put it through the flower first, maybe. Then put it through the tag. Yep, there we go. And then we're gonna set it. I go to the bigger setting first. So I know I need the bigger prong here, and that is A. So then I know I need A1. A1 is the factory recommended settings for 3/16 eyelets from We Are Memory Keepers, the people who make your crocodile. Not to say you can't use a different setting. Sometimes I will use like 2 or 8, like A2 or whatever, just to, depending on what the eyelets are doing. I do have lots of videos on using the crocodile though, so if you need assistance, definitely check those out. That's not squishing very good. Did I get it? No, I need to go just a little bit more. And usually, if anything's going wonky, check your settings. Let's see. Did I get it on 1? I think I do have it on 1. I also have a tip for making it a little easier to see your numbers on here. Some people don't even know that there's numbers and letters. So you're like, what are you talking about, lady? Numbers and letters are on the dial portion. That's why they call it crocodile. Okay, here we go. Now that cramped down pretty good. It was a kind of a tight one, but it still looks actually kind of okay on the back of this. I think it's great. And just kind of a fun way to decorate that hole. It does cover up the little protector piece, which a hole reinforcer. Hello, Some Love Creations. It's okay that you're late. Welcome in. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome in. Okay, so there is a beautiful tag that we could easily put a fun little note or something on inside of this paper. And I forgot to add a little bit of color to this one that, like I said, faded out on the printer. So we're just going to dry brush just a little bit of some more color into this flower and perk it right back up so as not to waste the beautiful design from the printer. And, whoops, sorry guys. I think Mr. Frapps is moving around out there. I sent him to pick up some fun things from Marketplace today. He's probably about fit to be tied with me. I've sent him on 2 pickups now. But I'm hoping to get a fun little rocking chair and a footrest with a little table that matches to go on my back patio. I'm so excited. Got it for a great price from somebody who's moving away. Okay, so you can see just adding just a little bit kind of adds to the design. I think I need to get some green going on here though. So let's close this up. It is, like I said, kind of warm. So watch your mediums. Your mediums, like your inks, your glues, your gessos, all of those things are very reactive to heat and cold. And that was a huge problem I had with my she shed. I had a she, well, we called it a she shack. It was kind of it was a revamped travel trailer. So it had, you know, access to power and all of the things. But if you're not able to keep those temperatures, let's add in a little bit of pine needles. If you're not able to keep those temperatures stable, those mediums will suffer. And I had to throw so many things away. And then something else crazy happened that I never even thought would happen. Bees attacked my she shack, and they attacked the window and kind of got into the wall and made havoc. It was just this really goopy, gunky mess that they left. And I'm very allergic to bees as well, so that was not fun. It was no good, guys, no good. So just make sure you and I didn't have a problem for quite some time with any rodents, but you know, they of course can be a problem. Insects, all the things, hot and cold temperatures. It was no fun. It was a lot more than I thought would be. I thought it would just be set up and be cute and be great. Yes, that is Remy, Sharon. She's mad because she got locked out today while my nurse was here. I had to have an RN visit today because it was recertification day. So it took a little longer too, and Remy doesn't like being locked out, but she's not very nice to strangers, so let's just face it, she's not really very nice to anybody aside from me. Poor Mr. Frapps can't get a break most of the time. Even though he feeds her and gives her snacks, she's just very... Hey! She is very particular. Okay, so you can see I'm just kind of going over that design, kind of darkening in some colors. This one is pine needles, like I said, the Destructs Oxide pine needles. And I'm just putting a little bit on the brush, kind of dry brushing it. If I had glued this to watercolor paper, or even better yet, printed on watercolor paper, it would have taken more of a water. You can add more water, make it more fun, watercolory. I'm going to do some splatters now because I think that will be pretty with some green. Let's see, do I have enough water? Yeah. Just add some green as it goes along here. And I like that fun, splattery, watercolory, artistic look, and that's how you can achieve it really without doing too much. And I'm even gonna add some up here because I've got some fun little swirls. So you can see, even if you have an image that doesn't print out exactly like you'd hoped, we can still use it. We can still have fun with it. Nothing has to go to waste. Totally fine. I think this one, I'm just going to squish this grain just right over here. Use up what I've got there. A little bit over here. And we'll wipe this off. And don't worry, your acrylic blocks absolutely clean off. Now, if you're using permanent ink like archival or something, it might stain the blocks. But this is all water-based ink, so it's not a problem. Okay, I really love how that's looking already. So you can see some ink, some stenciling, a cute little faux flower. You can do this with, that was just a Dollar Tree. This is a whole $1.25 sprig, or you can get the Prima flowers. I love Prima flowers. Most of those are made from mulberry paper, but this is definitely a cheaper option, and it still looks great. Okay, now, where did I put the pocket? There it is. Here's the pocket. You can also use this trick on your acrylic block if you have these little areas that need to bend over. If you don't want to use your scoreboard, maybe you don't have one, you can kind of line it up here and just fold it along here, kind of to help get you started on the fold lines. This one's a really skinny one. There we go. You can also use a ruler. A scoreboard is ideal, but you don't have to use one. I sometimes get a little bit lazy, just don't want to deal with it, so I will just use my fingers. But an acrylic block to kind of get it going into the right place is always nice as well. Anything that has a sharp edge like that, you can kind of line it up with. And I think that is what is so awesome about junk journaling. It really encourages you. Somebody asked the other day, what's the difference between junk journaling and scrapbooking? Scrapbooking is more, in my opinion, more photo focused. The idea is to get your theme or your photo. Now don't get me wrong. I have started pages with no photos, and I have stacks and stacks of layouts with no photos. My idea was I was so far behind on getting my photos scrapped that I could just make any theme and find photos to fit them. And so you can definitely work that way. Kind of helped me to, my pages were always more artistic and mixed media, so it kind of helped me to not block creativity, just to be able to create, and you can definitely do that. But in my opinion, the scrapbook is more ideal for photos. Like the idea is to get your photos down and get your memories down and maybe document a vacation or a family member or what have you. And junk journals are just really, in my opinion, an eclectic way to create. You can do so many things. You can have it about a theme. You can leave spaces to write. It can be a glue journal. It can be a glue book, whatever you want to call it. It can be whatever you dream it to be, honestly. I think I want to cut this flower out and glue it onto this base. Ooh, or maybe I want the butterfly. So many choices. Let's do this flower. Why not? Now, if you have a water brush or even that paintbrush, that is a really great way. Dip it in water to trim these out. If you're not very good at fussy cutting, it can be a really great way to help you get those all cut out. Okay, let's cut it off the sheet here. Now, if I can't get this one cut out very good, we will just switch to the butterfly. But I think I should be okay. There's nice dark lines around, and if I just close one eye and see, use what I have, little power left in the left eye, I'm good to go. And you can always ink. Ink saves the day for so much fussy cutting. See, like you could really go all out getting in here and trying to get out all of these extra little lines. Now, if you are blessed with a scan and cut, I'm sure it will cut this out beautifully because there is a nice dark edge around there, and I'm leaving a lot. That's okay because I'm gonna ink in there. I can see I have missed quite a bit of the details in there, and that's okay. what's everybody drinking today? It's hot. I hope everyone's staying hydrated. I was supposed to have a coffee date with my youngest today with Alyssa, and unfortunately I didn't get to go, but I sent the order and she went and picked it up and brought it back. I had a kind of an unexpected extra nurse visit today. They have to do a recertification with Medicare or whatever, I don't know. So it threw off my whole week's schedule because I normally do Monday, Thursday, and instead of that, they now are doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday again this week. So just made extra visit, but that's all right. Hopefully my skin will enjoy it, because my skin underneath all these bandages with this heat and all of the things has been so dry. Which you wouldn't think. You would think maybe it'd be too moist because of all the crazy heat and all, but nope, it's been very, very dry. Like the skin just kind of looks like an onion. It's just been peeling off in layers. It's horrible. And I have learned the answer to how long it takes to grow back a heel when you have to have it cut off. They are hoping I will be mostly recovered by September, so about 8 months, almost a year. Yeah, which is a very long time, but a bone infection is no fun, so don't ever get one if you can help it. Pamper those feet, because man, I always thought I paid really good attention to my feet. Somebody told me you needed to take better care of yourself, and honestly, I don't think I could have done anything differently. I do check my feet like every day, but I broke one ankle and then I was walking funny on the other foot, applying pressure that shouldn't have been there, and it created a blister like overnight. And then with that, then later came an infection, which I'm so prone to infections, so I have to be super careful. But sometimes even the simplest of things can cause an infection. So yeah, when if ever I get to swim again, I will be wearing those little swim shoes, swim socks. I want to have a pedicure again, but I'm super scared to do that too, because that's somebody else working on my feet. That's the place I went. Is very clean. They do a lot to keep bacteria and things like that out, but I'm gonna be super, super sensitive, so I don't know if I'll be brave enough to go in there or not. We'll see. All right, I'm going to smush this ink onto the block just a little bit, and then I'm gonna add water, and then I'm gonna put the rest of the bottom of this flower right into it. Gonna mix that up a little bit with my finger, get some good area to work with here. And then I don't want to put the purple in there, so right about the base, I'm just gonna kind of drag it through. And hopefully, see how it just is going to add color to the areas that I missed. Now you can kind of still see that it was white there. If you want it darker, dry in between with a heat tool. And it will just kind of layer on, but I kind of don't mind. Did it break? Did I break it? No. Okay. I think we're good. Looks like it kind of folded a little bit or something happened. Is that right? I think that's right. I don't know. We're just going to glue it on. I think it's going to look beautiful here. Right there on the front of that pocket. Now it's still wet, so I'm going to give it just a little bit of some heat. We could also use some book page and put a book page or a piece of lace, oh, there, it was folded. Okay, that's what it had done. It had bent like that. I was like, what happened to it? It looks different. We could also take one of these little flowers and put it here in the center and give it some dimension, and I think that's what I'm going to do. Here is my heat tool. Let's give it a little heat first. Now watch your fingers. If you're using a heat tool, it does get hotter than a hairdryer, so you want to definitely be careful and keep these in a safe place so that not to cause fire or burns or any of the things that can happen with really high heat. Okay, I think I want to glue it just like that, and then I'm going to use an eyelet just like this in the center here. All right, so let's glue it down. And friends, this is the Artistry Collective's Wednesday. Our hostess, from Christy's Crafty Cottage, brought us all together here over a year ago now. We've been crafting together for quite some time. I love it. We have our own little logo thing that we use as our thumbnail and everything. And we have our own little song. And we really have just banded together, the three of us, even throughout. I don't know. We were in some other group together quite some time ago when there was drama of all kinds, and like, we're not really about that, which is so awesome and kind of rare to find when you've got a trio. Yeah, we just really work well together. So I'm so glad Christy invited us to just stick together and keep helping each other grow. That's what it's all about, right? And just kind of be a support system. We have a little chat group and we love hanging out together. So hi Diana, hello to anyone that I missed. I am playing with Line.Arrow's July 3rd week challenge, I think it is, papers, and you can get those in the Line.Arrow Facebook group. I'm just going to take another one of these right off so you can see they just pull right off. If you've never done this with fake flowers before. I used to love doing floral designs and bridal bouquets out of silk flowers, so I am pretty savvy with these. And then a lot of times these little stamens, they can kind of make it look kind of fake anyways. So I will typically just pull them out. So you can see, you can just push that through, just like so. It comes right out. Make sure you throw this away so no cat or dog or baby or anybody gets that in their mouth or chews on it or anything funky. Just take them out. You can use them as little spacer beads too. I've actually used them like that. Okay, see? Now, we could glue it here. We could put a little bead in there. We can do whatever we want. I'm going to put another eyelet so it kind of matches the tag. Hopefully I have another purple one like that. This was a mixed group. I do. I think that's it. Perfect. And we'll put that in the pocket there. It is going to make a hole in the pocket. I'm okay with that. We could have put it on the flower first before I glued it down if you didn't want that, if you didn't want a hole all the way through. But I think it's going to be just fine. It's going to add some extra dimension to this beautiful purple flower. I don't know what kind of flower this is, but it's beautiful. So you don't have to know flowers to love them. And poke that hole. I'm just going to leave it right there and poke the hole right through the center-ish. And you can see the flower kind of starts to curl up. That's okay. Just hold on to it. Let it go. And don't get your fingernail underneath where it punches the hole, because it will punch a hole right through. Whatever is underneath of there, when the crocodile goes through, it will punch a hole. Punch a hole through thin aluminum, wood, acrylic, plastic, acetate, all the things. So just be really careful and use it as the manufacturer suggests, you know, all the things. Typically, the rule is whatever can fit through the area where the punch is, it will punch. So it will punch through like a whole magazine, a whole stack of papers, cardstock. Most things that you can get through this little bitty space here, it will punch through. So be mindful when you've got little fingers around. Now this purple is a little bit off the right purple color. There we go. Oh, squish. And it doesn't mess with my pocket too much. So I think I'm going to put this inside of here. Now this could easily hold a little gift card. We could put a little sentiment in here. But I think it's going to hold this tag right like that. That is my plan. Let's see if we can get it glued down. This is very thin to work with here. Now, if you want these thicker, when you're cutting them out, don't cut so close to here. Just leave a little extra ledge, and that's what I should have done. But I didn't do it. But I think it'll still be okay. And on this adhesive, it is nice to use that fast drying adhesive. This one is the Stamperia one. I'm not a huge art glitter girl. It is very temperature sensitive. Like they don't even ship it during the winter months because the cold will not do good things for it. And it's kind of more expensive, and I had to throw a ton away when I had my Shishak demise. And since then, I was like, nope, I am going to use the other glues. I had a lot of it just sitting on the shelf because I really wasn't using it. It dries too quickly for me. I like to have a second to kind of shape my things around and make sure I've gotten it where I want it, the way I want it. And that's not really what you do with art glitter glue. So, you know, you got to find the glue that works best for the way that you craft. And sometimes that's an army of glue. Because if you're gluing, especially when you're mixed media, if you're gluing paper to paper, you use one glue. Paper to fabric or paper to lace or paper to whatever other mediums you might think, maybe metal or foil or whatever it is you're gluing, you might use different glues for all of those things. So I just like to have a variety at my ready, and then I'm good to go. Okay, see, I like how this gives this flower now some more dimension. Very pretty. Very easy to do. They do match really good. Isn't that great? I knew when I saw those at Dollar Tree, I was like, oh, I've got a lot of purple things I'm going to be working on. Let's see what it would look like. Maybe we could even put a little cluster here. How much time do I have? I got 3 minutes left. Leah, it's your 3-minute warning. It's almost time to go check out Make All the Things with me. And I will probably still be hanging out here, and we can easily add some of these. Maybe if I added 3, I don't know. Maybe that'd be too much. We'll just give it a play and see what we can do. So remember, just remove these little stamens and have a play. You can also stamp on these if you have some archival or permanent ink. You can lay them flat when you get them off of this little piece here and stamp some scripty font or some kind of anything that you have, really. And it looks really fun and interesting. I do that a lot of times on the lighter flowers. I used to like to stamp music notes on them. Prima, I am a Prima stockist. And they used to sell some flowers with printed words and music notes and numbers, and I just thought they were so amazing. I don't know if they still have them like that or not. Eek, my fingers are sticking out. It doesn't want to come out. Okay, well, if I can't get this going before it is time for Leah, maybe. There we go. I just had to pull in the right way. Okay. So let's see, should we do 2 or 3 maybe? Or should we just leave it? I don't know. If we did 3, it'd kind of look like 2 eyes and a nose. And depending what you're doing with this also has some greens. So, I mean, we could easily put like a leaf over here if you really wanted to go all out. I kind of liked it for this. I thought this kind of reminded me of lavender, and I have some napkins that have some lavender. So lots of fun. Whoop, that one's already off and ready to go. Look at that. Came right off of there. And of course, you could also just glue these down. Maybe put a little button in the center or a little bead or whatever you have. So just because these prints turn out maybe not the way you expected, it's still kind of a fun challenge to be able to just play and do something nice and fun. And I love this. If I didn't want to poke a hole all the way through, like I said, you can glue it down. You could put some little of the little gemmies or like a bling or something in the center there. You love the lavender. Yeah, so pretty, right? Let's see. I think I'm just going to glue these down, and then I'm going to put like a little, I don't know, something in the center there. But if you also use your eyelets, I like to use the eyelets in the center because then it holds them, and it gives you a way to allow them to be dimensional and just kind of free movement around the petals. So it lets the petals just have more room to be touched. If you are a tactile kind of a person, which I am, you can kind of feel the edges there, and that's kind of nice. You don't have to have them all the way secured and glued down flat to the page. You can also use these in your specimen cards, so running them through like a laminator is really fun, or even just sealing them up inside of shipping tape. Oh, now my hands are really good and sticky. Oh, great. Eek. All right, yep, I touched all the glue. I can tell every which way it got on my fingers because it is so sticky. I will have to use some Goo Gone, like scrubby stuff. So anyways, I'm going to stick some little jemmies in here. I'll probably take some pictures. But for right now, friends, go see Leah from Make All the Things with me. I hope you enjoyed your Wednesday's live craft and chat with me here. And will like and subscribe, follow, do all of the things. Visit Leah from Make All the Things with me. And then follow that one to Christy's Crafty Cottage. And I'll see you next Wednesday, friends.